I think I'm live everywhere besides on TikTok. The idea is that I haven't posted one of these videos in a long time, so I'll have to do it now. Okay, these streams happen on YouTube generally only on Saturday, or I'm planning on doing that only on Saturday. The idea is that I'm streaming most days, right? Not from 10 p.m. yet. I have to push back my schedule, but still that same time frame still applies. The idea is that I am doing these streams on YouTube on Saturdays because I want to go through all of these posts that I make here in the post tab on YouTube. And I'm doing that because I think it's an added piece of content if I go through all the comments and the polls I made and the results as well, right? It's a good thing. Why not? Go through everything, read the comments on stream. That all of that is good. By the way, I post one of these every single day. Not every day. You're not gonna see the greatest poll on the planet every single day. Now the thing is, many of the polls I make are based on things that I see happening in the gaming sphere, in the gaming space, or people talking about whatever they want to talk about, and then I see it and okay, that sounds like a good idea for a poll. But I accept suggestions. If you have suggestions for a poll, or if you think a poll is, I don't know, has, let's say, bad options, type that in the comment section. Yo, I think this sounds like a good idea for a poll. If I think that's a good idea, I am going to make a poll out of that. Why not? Many times it happened up until now. I have seen people saying, you should make something like this. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna do that. So I did it. Alright, so let's go through some of the posts I made and the comments people left on each one of them, right? I haven't done one of these in a while, mostly because it was the new year and then I kind of forgot. I thought about doing it once a month, but since I now started posting gaming news, for example this one, I think it's not enough to post once a month. Once a week I think is fine. Alright, so for example I want to talk about this, which is still relevant today, even though I posted it 2 weeks ago. It's still relevant today. I've seen many people talking about this in the past couple of weeks, many times. Basically, Witcher 3 is reportedly getting a new expansion, as you can see right here. There are rumors about Witcher 3 getting a third expansion. As you know, Witcher has two of them right now, Blood and Wine, Hearts of Stone, right? Well, Hearts of Stone was released before Blood and Wine, but you get the idea. Now there is supposed to be a third expansion, which is going to tie Witcher 3 with Witcher 4, or at least that is what people are talking about. It wasn't confirmed officially yet. No, it wasn't confirmed officially. And so people, some of them are skeptical about this, other ones are excited. I was a bit skeptical whenever I first saw this. I am still a bit skeptical, but the source of this information, from what I remember, let me check. Yeah, it was an article on Eurogamer, and yes, the source of this information was someone who is followed by big people who work for CDPR and has apparently previously he had accurate information about other stuff, so people believe this is a very safe source, Now, what do people think in the comment section? It's Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, not Witcher 3? I mean, I think they should release another DLC for Cyberpunk, excuse me. This is not something I disagree with. I would love to see a Cyberpunk DLC, a second one after Phantom Liberty. I think Phantom Liberty, I like it more than the Witcher DLCs, although I haven't played the Witcher DLCs in a long time. I think the last time I played them was in 2017, so maybe it's recency bias. I would say it's recency bias. So I would have to replay them to have a definitive opinion. But Phantom Liberty is so great that I would love to see another Cyberpunk DLC. I mean, why not? Who wouldn't want to see that, you know? And I wouldn't be surprised if in the future they are gonna think about that, especially if they are actually going to release a DLC for Witcher 3. Okay? If that happens and the DLC is successful, then why not release another one for Cyberpunk? I think it makes a lot of sense. It's a DLC bridging story between Witcher 3 and Witcher 4. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. And this is something I have seen being reported a lot on social media. And through this DLC, I would say they will fix whatever inconsistency there may be when it comes to Ciri becoming a witcher or stuff like that. Ciri surviving, Ciri becoming an empress, those kinds of things. Having all the endings from Witcher 3 be respected in Witcher 4. Maybe they are going to have a tie-in with that. Sounds like a cool idea in my opinion. This would be awesome, but I think it would be nothing more than cosmetics or new gear. The voice actors would have had to have moved on to other stuff, and I'm not certain what's going on with Geralt's voice actor. Plus, it appears that most of their workforce is on The Witcher 4. Yeah, but, and I think I even replied with the info. Yes, they have another studio working on it. I think it's Fool's Theory or something like that. They are the ones doing the DLC, and they are supposed to be doing the Witcher 1 remake, okay? So it's not... They have been saying this for years? Yeah, I did not see any of that. If that's true, I was blind to it. It's called The Witcher 4, I heard? Huh. There are rumors, yes, but it hasn't been officially confirmed by the devs. I don't really trust the rumors. Yeah, I'm kind of like that as well. I kind of am like that as well, okay? I did not believe them at first. That's why I would say it took me a while before I posted this. Alright? Even though I posted 2 weeks ago, people have been talking about this for some time now. Alright? And I was skeptical. I still am kind of skeptical about this. I'm not the kind of person who is hyped easily nowadays. I am cautiously waiting, I would say. And I think that's the better way to do things, or the idea is that if you're cautiously waiting, you're not going to be disappointed, okay? That's the most important part. Alright? How about another Cyberpunk expansion? Yeah, I would love to see that. Absolutely. A Cyberpunk expansion? Yeah, that would be great, honestly. I mean, why not? I think a Cyberpunk expansion would be awesome. Let me check something. Alright. There is that. With that being said, let's continue to the next poll. Or actually, let me read some more of these comments because why not? This is pretty big news. So yeah, this person says another expansion. Cyberpunk 2 is in the making. Witcher 4 is in the making too. Yeah, the idea is that they can hire another studio to work on a possible expansion for Cyberpunk, you know? The same way they are doing, or they are supposedly doing, for Witcher 3, alright? They are working on Cyberpunk 2, but estimated 2030 release. Yes, I have seen that. It was also mentioned by the same person who talked about the Witcher 3 DLC, I believe. But funny enough, people believe that the Witcher is going. I mean, the next Cyberpunk game is gonna be released in 2030. I think I made a poll a long time ago about that. Let me see if I can find it. 2030. Well, aha! I found it. Nice. What year will Cyberpunk 2 come out? After 76,000 votes, by the way, most people believe it will come out in 2030. This was posted a month ago, or more than a month ago. And the person who speculated, or rather not speculated, but was the source for the DLC idea for Witcher, also mentioned that there is a time frame for the release of Cyberpunk 2, and that is 2030. Alright? Is that achievable? I don't know. Probably not. I would be surprised. But I guess we'll see. Either way, let's continue with some of the other polls I've been making. I mean, why not? So, yes, the creative director. I almost forgot about this. I even posted a video. Okay. But this is the previous post made by the creative director. This was about the idea that MLV disappeared from the marketing of Cyberpunk 2077. And the response given to us by the creative director of Cyberpunk 2 is MLV had a whole expansion, whole game, the base game, marketing for himself. Okay? For Phantom Liberty, they decided to switch it up, one game for each V. And people, let's say what they were saying in the comment section. That's fair. Both characters have different arcs because of relationships, so it's nice to have both of them being in marketing materials. Honestly, I also thought about this the same way. If you have male V for the base game and female V for the expansion, why not? I don't think it's bad. People complaining about this need to touch grass. You would be surprised how many people I have seen complaining about this. Mostly, I used to post, and I'm still gonna post probably in the future. What's up, Shum? What's up, bro? I'm doing the community posts right now, which I've been posting on YouTube. Really cool stuff, honestly. I'm happy that so many people engage with these. So yeah, really good. I haven't done one of these streams in some time, but I have to. It's very important. And honestly, these streams are really cool to me. Going through all the comments, reading what people have to say about different topics or what's happening in gaming, all of that is great to me. So as I was previously saying, I was making earlier videos about voice acting, right? I posted videos about voice acting. I think I have them. Yeah, shorts, in the shorts. I even posted videos, right? Voice acting, yeah, male and female V voice acting, another voice acting. I have seen people complaining in the comment section of those shorts. Should I call that complaining? Probably not. Either way, they were talking about how male V is better when it comes to voice acting, female V is better, and now male V is no longer part of marketing, stuff like that. Which should I play in my next run, Sandy or Netrunner? So what did you play in the first one? I would say if you played Sandy in the first run, play Netrunner in the second, and vice versa. If you played Netrunner in the first run, play Sandy in the next one. No? I would say, or have you already played both of them? If you played both of them, okay. If you already played both of them, okay. Sandevistan is Tails. The other one is Netrunner. Okay, so you are playing Netrunner. Good luck, man. Have fun. Have fun, bro. You are playing Netrunner, alright? Okay, let's continue. So, let's read some of these comments. Very important stuff. A bunch of comments, a lot of top comments. This post, 10,000 upvotes, which is a huge deal. A huge deal. Having 10,000 likes is a lot of likes, okay? So let's read some of the comments. So I did read a couple of them. Wish they had like something in trailers where V glitched from time to time to both male and female V. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds like a kind of cool idea. Not gonna lie, that sounds like a very cool idea. This would make a lot of sense in my opinion, because V is literally the same person regardless of what gender they are. Switching them like that would cause no issues and strengthen that even more. Yeah, guys, I think that sounds like a very good idea. My god. Why didn't I think of that? That sounds pretty cool. I'm not sure, maybe I should make a post about this in the future. Let's see what the people are saying in the comment section. That's actually pretty cool, but from a marketing standpoint, I guess it could make people believe that would be a feature in the game and confuse part of the audience. Ooh, yeah, that's kind of true as well. Yeah, I think that's kind of true. Yeah, never mind. I think it's still a good idea. I think it's still a good idea. Yeah, but then they had to leave my boy out of the anniversary video. Since apparently this needs to be said, I'm not saying we shouldn't have female V. I was happy to see her appear in the Phantom Liberty trailers. I just wish we could have had both for the anniversary. I just want both of my goats. I also thought they should have included male V, maybe, if they could. But one thing that needs to be said, and I didn't even notice. Yeah, I was kind of like that as well. Until I kept seeing these comments from people complaining that no male V is present in the marketing. So yeah, I was kind of like that as well. Okay. So then I had to check. And male V was used for marketing the release on Switch 2. Okay. Outside of anything else, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about other stuff. But yeah, he was used for the marketing of Switch 2, of Cyberpunk on Switch 2, okay? Alright. I would say that it doesn't matter as much as people make it out. You know, people are kind of blowing this out of proportions, in my opinion. But hey, maybe that's only me. Wish there were more romance options. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people who would have liked to have a romance option with whatever her name is. I don't know why it's escaping me. Um, the twin girl. Aurore, yes, Aurore. How could I forget the name? What about Bold V? Yeah, that's a good question. Bold V should be present in all trailers. In my opinion, realistically speaking, that person is right. There shouldn't be a V with hair, you know? V should always be bold, no matter who they are, female or male, right? It doesn't matter, they should be bold. Absolutely. It's the normal thing to do, alright? Okay. I don't think I should go through the comment section of this post, but either way, let's go through some of the other posts. Ah, yes. Cyberpunk 2 is reportedly set to release in 2030. Yeah, that's something I am not sure if it's gonna happen. I even referenced the previous poll I made. Pretty cool stuff. 6.4 thousand likes. Let's see what the people have to say about that. So, a possible 2030 release date, which was not officially confirmed by the way. Set to release in 2030. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. But I'm not sure. The idea is that I am cautiously waiting, you know? It's not like I'm gonna be excited and I'm gonna say, oh, the game is gonna be released in 2030. Oh, I cannot. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that, you know? I'm gonna cautiously wait. If it's gonna be released in 2030, great. If it's not, well, I'm just gonna wait a bit more. That's that. You know? I'm not gonna blow things out of proportion. But if people want to be excited, who am I to stop their happiness, you know? I'm not CDPR, so I'm not gonna be the one telling them, yo guys, we are not actually releasing in 2030. Cut the multiplayer. Ah, yes, yes. They plan on adding multiplayer. Do you guys know that it was supposed to be part of Cyberpunk 2077 as well? If you go in the credits, you can scroll or you can wait for them to play out, and at one point you'll see multiplayer. They give credits for multiplayer because work has been done, even though there is no such thing in the game. No, work has been done, but there is nothing we can see right now. I wonder what their plans were. I think I saw at one point someone data mining that stuff, or I'm not sure exactly, but there were talks of heists or stuff like that in multiplayer, similar to what you see in GTA, I would say. But yeah, I'm not gonna speak much on that because I'm not sure and I don't remember exactly, you know. So if they do add multiplayer, I wonder what that could be like. I wonder what that could be like. I see it in Cyberpunk. I mean, I see it in GTA. We'll see it in GTA 6, most likely. Maybe that can give us an idea of what people like playing in multiplayer. Yeah, we really don't need multiplayer. The investors do. Huh. Think I'm more hyped for this than GTA? Oh yes. I think I'm more hyped for it myself. I think I shouldn't say that because I haven't played a GTA game from start to finish. So yeah, I have yet to finish a GTA game. Now, one big deal which happened with CDPR, speaking of investors, that guy just mentioned investors, Mikhail Kaczynski, who co-founded both CD Projekt Red and GOG, has acquired GOG from CD Projekt because CD Projekt Red is an entire group of investors, and he bought GOG, Good Old Games. You know, that's basically their Steam, their version of Steam. Many people prefer this. People prefer this because apparently on GOG you own the games, unlike Steam, because on GOG is it's DRM free, as in you don't need an internet connection to download games and stuff like that. And I guess in many ways GOG is great. For example, yeah, look, as long as GOG stays DRM free, it is fine. Okay. Polish Gabe Newell. Is that true? Is that how they are referring to him? I think he would be very happy about that, no? I think most people love Gabe Newell. Oh, speaking of Gabe Newell, and what's gonna happen in 30 years when Gabe Newell is no longer part of Steam, realistically speaking, possibly not no longer part of Steam. So the idea is that I made a poll asking the community, do you think Steam will be gone in 30 years? 18 hours ago. The poll was made 18 hours ago. Okay? What's gonna happen in 30 years? Is Steam gonna be gone? Most people will say or said no. And I absolutely love that image, honestly. I absolutely love it. So I always find excuses to use it. No? I always find excuses to use it. Okay, so we have the top comment right here. Depends on who or whatever follows Gabe. If he's still around in 30 years, he'll be retired. It depends if those that follow him remember how Steam got its dominance. Gabe Newell age. 63 years old. 63. So he would be 93 in 30 years, you know? Yeah. He's gonna play Dota in on one of his yachts, no? On one of his boats, I guess. So if Steam disappears, the Steam support tactical team will end up as mercenaries in Africa. Yeah, that's kind of true. Their job will not change then? That is crazy, but true at the same time. Yeah, in case you did not know, the Steam support actually has SEAL Team 6 on standby and other tactical teams on standby of their own making to basically eliminate any threat to your Steam account. Let's say I was hacked. I typed a message to Steam support basically saying, guys, I was hacked, help! And they would type back in about 5 minutes, a hacker has been found and we are dealing with him right now. Do you want footage? And they are sending me footage of what's happening. Basically, a bunch of highly geared tactical units are swooping down from the air, from the ground, from everywhere onto the house of that hacker, right? And they eliminate him. That is the support given to us by Steam, alright? Okay, so that's the Steam support. The Steam support is awesome, basically. That's what you need to understand. There is no support like the Steam support, okay? Gabe really needs to pick an appropriate successor. I would say that, or at least from my own research, from what I remember, his son is very into gaming. I could be misremembering, but he has a son I would believe to be a very appropriate successor. All right. Steam will be the last glimmer of light in a tech dystopia. Ooh. Now that sounds pretty cool, honestly. Tech dystopia, the last glimmer of light. What are people saying about that? Interesting. Ooh, if he does die, I will never buy a game again. I will only do the stuff I cannot say on YouTube. I think I cannot say that. I want to believe in that they have a guidebook or bro codex or something they will use after Gaben won't be there. Maybe they will upload his brain to the servers so we can be safe. I think they do have something like that. As I see it, they do not hire just anyone at Valve, you know? So the higher up positions are people that Gaben believes in, I would say, not any type of idiots who would do stupid things with Steam or with any of their games, you know. So I would say that Valve Steam is safe long after Gaben is out, you know. I would say. I'm speculating. Realistically speaking, I'm speculating. Will people still be around in 30 years? Yeah, I hope we are still gonna be here. No? What can I say about that? What can I say about that? Hopefully. Up until Gaben dies. After that, we are so what I cannot say on YouTube. Nice. I mean, that's not nice. Yeah. Hopefully, it never happens. Okay? Alright. What are you recapping? Just the posts I made on YouTube. Basically, in the posts tab, I make a bunch of polls, right? A bunch of polls, and people vote in them. As you can see, for example, the one I was previously going through has 23,000 votes and a bunch of comments. And I was going through the comments because I think it's a very good idea for me to go through the comments, you know? Especially if people put time in writing their comment and engaging with the poll, voting, stuff like that. Making streams about this is very important, in my opinion. I could be wrong, we'll see. Okay, next. Oh, this one is a good one, I would say. Funny enough, I made this poll after I played some Ark Raiders, and I got killed in Ark Raiders. I was thinking about toxicity, and I was thinking about Rust, you know? Rust is a very toxic game, I would say, overall. And I was thinking about Rust because Ark Raiders reminds me of Rust, you know? 35,000 votes, and it's still getting a lot of engagement from what I have seen. Over 500 comments. That is a big deal in my opinion, so let's go through some of them. I have seen some of the comments already. I do get notifications for them, so I'm reading a bunch of comments before even I make the streams, you know. I gave up PvP in games years ago, and I don't miss it at all. Ooh. Giving up PvP. Would I ever do that? Probably not. I'm definitely not as competitive as I used to be, that's definitive. I'm too old for PvP. Too much stress, I just want to relax, play some RPG and chill. I understand that very well. I understand that very, very well. I think overall, it's better if you play just an RPG and chill instead of stressing out. Especially if you stress out really fast. For example, I am a very stressed person, I would say. So, yeah. When I play GTA Online and I'm trying to make money, but I committed the crime of being in the same lobby as whoever that is. I'm guessing it's some kind of reference, maybe. The cultural difference between PvP and co-op is staggering. The communities, right? I'm never touching anything with player conflict ever again. And I even liked this because I agree. I did play Dying Light as co-op, and I played a bunch of PvP games. Counter-Strike, let's say mainly. Counter-Strike, I did play some Valorant as well. In Counter-Strike, I have like 4,000 hours in that game. And it's... the difference is, as it is mentioned in this comment, staggering, alright? People are extremely toxic in PvP games. I was extremely toxic in PvP games, you know? If you are the kind of person who always wants to win no matter what, at one point you will be toxic. It will happen, right? It will happen. Especially if people in your lobby give you attitude and they hurt the ability for you to win, or the chances of you winning, you know? In Valorant, I just mute the voice chat so that I can play in silence. I was just speaking about Valorant, cool. I might be a below average player, but I played for fun, not to ruin my day. I guess it depends on what I play if I do that. If I'm doing that, I'm playing probably unrated, because if I mute the voice chat, I would say that's a bit toxic. In competitive, if I'm doing that in competitive, you know? Ranked, whatever. PvP games are less about actual skill now. It's just about who can exploit glitches and OP mechanics. Not in Counter-Strike. Not in Counter-Strike. But overall, maybe. Maybe, I do not know. I'm not gonna have an opinion about something I'm not educated about, you know? So, I would say, maybe. When the sweats come out after you come back from work and just wanna play, it gets annoying to pick up the controller and play the game in the first place. I quit Dead by Daylight over a year ago due to toxicity. Glad I left, I'm doing mentally better because of it. I played Dead by Daylight in 2016, I believe. Or 17, I don't remember exactly. I liked it, it was pretty cool, but I stopped. I did not play that much, so... I have been solo player only for years and I don't miss it a minute. Okay. This is what stops me from giving Arc Raiders a chance. Oh my god, and I was speaking about Arc Raiders as well as as part of the reason why I made this poll. Arc Raiders. Ooh, it's such a good game. I think I'm gonna play it on stream, but after I finish this part of the stream, we'll see. We still have a long ways to go. But I think PvPs, maybe they are not as toxic that you stop enjoying them, you know? I think you can still enjoy them even though they are toxic. Not everyone is toxic, so... And you can mute them. Thankfully, there is a mute button, you know? That is extremely helpful. And very easy to use, no? Maybe that's only me? Okay, so this one was not the most inspired poll, because I forgot to add an option for people choosing to use another subscription besides Xbox. So it was kind of an insular post where only a group of people were able to relate to this one. I made this because I thought about the increased price for the Xbox Game Pass, and I think I searched for some game on Xbox Game Pass to see if how expensive it is or stuff like that to play it with the pass. And I thought the pass was a bit more expensive. I wasn't sure exactly because the prices are a bit different here in Romania. Once, but not anymore. I was until they increased the price. So yeah, that was a big deal whenever they did that, from what I remember. A lot of people were extremely angry because the price was increased. Steam sales are 98% of the games I play. Ooh. And 98% of the games that sit in your library and you never play again. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know anyone like that. Not me. Not me. I definitely did not buy a number of games at the last sale only to probably never play them again. Or ever, you know? Yeah, okay. That's crazy behavior, I know. Oh, nice. This one I like. So I saw someone mentioning. The reason why I made this poll, I was browsing X, Twitter, however you want to call it, you know? And then at some point there was a post about microtransactions, and then I saw someone saying that I don't even play games like that, something like that. I don't even play games that have microtransactions, okay? And so I thought about this poll. Do you spend money in games that have microtransactions? And honestly, the result is surprising. 40,000 votes. 46% of people voted yes. I am part of those people if I had to vote because I do buy microtransactions every now and then. Battle Pass or stuff like that. For example, I do that in League of Legends. I do buy the Battle Pass. I bought the Battle Pass each act in 2025, so it gave me a reason to play a bit more than usual, and I had fun, I would say. Overall, I had fun, and I was rewarded for that fun. It felt rewarding, absolutely. Microtransactions, no. Meaningful DLC, yes. I get that. Depends if the game itself is good. If so, I'll gladly support them with my wallet. Only once, and that was for Helldivers 2. What are the microtransactions in that game? I'm not educated on that topic, honestly. Maybe skins, stuff like that. That would make sense. Skins. I used to when I was a teenager. Then I grew up. Maybe I should stop as well. No, maybe I should stop. Warframe only, and when they give me discounts, and literally only because everything else is free. On top of the fact that I'll trade for plat first before paying. I don't know what that is. The currency? Damn, a perfect split? That's crazy. Yeah, I thought it was crazy as well. 43% of people voted no. It was more of a perfect split in the beginning. 11% of people voted that I don't even play those games. Okay? Or they don't even play those games. Which was... okay, so the result was very surprising to me because I believed that more people would vote no, that they do not spend money in games that have microtransactions. However, as you can see, that's not the case. I was very surprised by that. Absolutely. Helldivers 2 and TFT a handful of times. TFT, I said TFT, wow. TF2. TF2, Team Fortress 2. I should have played that game a bit more. Very cool game. Warframe and Fallout. There are a lot of Warframe players here. Warframe. It was mentioned 4 times. It's not that crazy. Warframe. I had, or I still have a few of my colleagues do play, or university colleagues do play, or did play Warframe. I thought about playing it as well. But it would take a lot of my free time. You know, a lot of my time will be then spent in that game. And I already play World of Warcraft. You know, so all right. That was a surprising poll overall. Very surprising. Ooh, now this one. This one is pretty good. 85,000 votes. I think this is my second most voted poll of all time. I'm not sure though. Okay, so what's the longest you've played the same game in one gaming session? 1 to 3 hours, 4 to 6 hours, 7 to 10 hours, or other answer. Let me say first for myself. I would be in the other answer category, but not more than let's say I haven't played more than actually maybe yeah, I did play probably 12 hours or something like that. Maybe a bit more. The idea is that I used to play Rust. Rust, Counter-Strike competitive, Cyberpunk. I did spend probably 10 hours in Cyberpunk. So maybe I would be in that category. 10 hours I probably spent in Cyberpunk. One sitting. But Rust, definitely more than 10 hours. In Rust, that is one addictive game, I would say. I've spent definitely more than 10 hours in that. So I would be in other answer category with that. Counter-Strike competitive from dusk till dawn. Alright? I did play that a lot. So over 10 hours easily, I would say. Counter-Strike, Rust. I can't count the number of times I've played Skyrim for 16 to 17 hours at a time. Oh wow. Skyrim is a really good game, so yeah, you can immerse yourself for a long period of time. Growing up, I remember playing 13 to 14 hours worth of Minecraft in one session with friends. We did not sleep that night. I think the most I played Minecraft. Maybe I did play Minecraft 10 hours at some point. I remember I was playing Skyblock or whatever with a friend of mine. And we were working on a machine that would spawn blocks of resources, basically. A generator. And we made a huge generator up until like 3 a.m. or something like that. Those were good times, I would say. 26 hours of Cyberpunk. Ooh. That's even more than I would ever do. Or than I ever did. 26 hours. 23 hours after the Phantom Liberty DLC dropped. Was all over it. The Phantom Liberty DLC was so good, it's actually crazy, you know? So I can see that happening. That's true. I also spent probably over 10 hours on that game. I'm not the kind of person who would actually, I'm not gonna say that because it's not kind of true. Okay, never mind. 36 hours. Star Wars and Knights of the Old Republic as a teenager. The early COVID Skyrim comas were legendary. BioWare games used to have me in a chokehold way back when. I was about to say way back in the day. 24 hours straight of Minecraft, then my laptop blew up. Huh, that's one game. That's one way to end a gaming session, I guess. Why did you stop playing? My laptop blew up. I think that's pretty cool. Not cool for the guy who had his laptop blow up, but it does sound pretty cool, you know? Badass in a way, not cool. Badass. I played so much, the laptop is over. Okay? Civilization 5 for like 20 hours straight. I have seen people complaining about the last Civilization, so I'm not sure if it's as good, so I wonder. I wonder what this person would say about it. I remember playing Cyberpunk for almost 2 days straight. Oh, what? 2 days? Okay, okay. They used to do day one raids in Destiny 2. One of them had our team up for 26 hours. One raid. Wow. You learn something every single day, I guess. I had no idea that a raid in Destiny would be 26 hours. And I thought my 20-minute matches in League of Legends were long. Stellaris, and I didn't even notice it. 10 hours. Not bad. Not bad. 15.5 hours straight of Bloons Tower Defense 6 a few months ago. Maybe I'm not educated enough, but I don't know what that is. 15.5, not bad. 25 hours of Cyberpunk. Okay. 48-hour Halo 2 LAN party. Wow. Although there are so many people who are voting other answer, and they are talking about how they spent days and days playing games, most people fall in the 7 to 10 hour category. That one is not as surprising, I would say. Not as surprising. Okay, this one is controversial, I would say. Very controversial. When a game offers the option to play as either the female or male variant of a character, do you agree that there shouldn't be a canon option? Most people voted yes. Surprising to me, I know. Surprising to me. 80% of people. 37,000 votes. So thank you to everyone who voted, by the way. If they have a canon gender but give a gender option, the game will often sound off because it's assuming you are playing as the canon gender. A good writer can make both characters canon. I like what Cyberpunk did by actually making them distinct characters with their own personalities. Made the choice far more meaningful. So, that is true about Cyberpunk. This is about gaming in general. For sure, I did use Cyberpunk as a reference. As a reference. For example, in Assassin's Creed, I believe in Odyssey or Valhalla, they decided to canonize the female character, right? So the female character is canon. And I thought to myself, what about all the people who picked the other option? What about the people who picked the male variant, you know? Are they disappointed? Maybe. I would probably be disappointed a bit that my option is no longer canon, doesn't matter anymore, besides that one game. So that's what I thought about whenever I made the poll. There shouldn't be only one character canon or option canon. If they want to make something canon, make both of them canon, I would say. The same way this person says here. A good writer can make both characters canon. I think that makes the most sense, right? If there is a canon choice, it makes having a choice to begin with completely worthless. Exactly what I was talking about earlier. People who choose the male variant, but then the female one is made canon. Now, well, those people will probably feel a bit disappointed, right? I like how they make V's name just V. The way in future games they can reference them by name and it's not gender specific, making both genders canon. Yeah, that's something I also appreciated whenever I first saw. You don't have a confirmation of name by saying only V, you know, so It can be either Valerie or Vincent, no? You don't know. I don't mind either. I like that Canon V is either, but I also enjoy that Canon Revan is male? Which game is that? Ah, I do know what game is that. Okay, gender canonicity, weapon, and build canonicity. Okay. You're creating your own character means you're creating your own canon, and it is always good canon. I guess. I love talking about Cyberpunk, but every time it's brought up, it always gets turned into a which V is the best. My brother in Christ both did an outstanding job and deserve awards to this day. I mean, yeah, sure, but this is about gaming in general. They do deserve praise. They did a great job, I would say, overall. Great jobs. Okay. Now this one. Do you think some story games can feel too long? Yes. 62% of the vote. 45,000 votes. So thank you to everyone who voted. As long as the story is good, I don't mind the length, but if I have no emotional investment, I just stop playing double. I just stop playing double of it. Oh, you need to add some commas. Double if it's too long or I'm hate playing it. Hate playing? Yes, but none of them are Cyberpunk 2077. Huh. It's called Bad Pacing. Snooze Edition. I guess so. Any Assassin's Creed game after 2018. Depends on the quality of the writing. No one's gonna complain if they're consistently eating good. I guess so. I feel like storylines in games aren't long enough, especially when you don't want that storyline to end. It should be slightly longer in my opinion. Witcher is extremely long, and from what I remember, was it the developers or someone else who mentioned that most people don't even finish half of the game or finish the game itself, you know? So if you're gonna make a long game and nobody's gonna finish it, is it worth doing? Maybe. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I will happily drop like 100 hours on another Atlas JRPG while I'm not always in the mood for a long game. There is nothing wrong with them being long. I'm like 50 hours into Baldur's Gate 3 and still on Act 1. I'm having an amazing time. Yes, sometimes a game can just feel like it's dragging on. If it's good, it's never enough. Only if it's bad, it can feel too long. Okay. Nearly all new Ubisoft games. Ooh. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, prime example. I played Valhalla a bit, and I kind of agree. At some point, I felt bored. I don't even remember when, but at some point, I felt bored. Ah, yes. So I was talking to one of my friends about the game. I thought it was pretty cool, but then the more I went into explaining what was happening in the story, in the game, the gameplay, I felt like I wasn't doing a good job explaining, but also that the story wasn't that great either. not as great as I thought it was, definitely. So then I kind of got bored after playing it a bit more, and yeah, I stopped. I stopped playing. Maybe I should play it again at some point. Depends. Ghost of Yotei and Tsushima. Ooh. So those are too long or can feel too long? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't mind having a super long story as long as it doesn't suck. Hmm. Depends on the game. I think of it as how many steps to uncover the next bit of the story. Sometimes the pacing is a little silly with some games. Some parts a steady stream, some an uphill slog. I get that. I get that. Depends on the pacing and if the story is interesting enough. So most people or many people are talking about the pacing. Makes sense. Makes sense. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Wow. Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cyberpunk were long, but I didn't want them to end. Ooh. Any modern Assassin's Creed game. Valhalla. Valhalla. Oh my god, how many people are saying Valhalla? Nine comments about Valhalla. Okay. There is a major difference between being long and being grindy. Yep, that is pretty true. I would say that sometimes long, extremely long games with bad pacing, or what feels like bad pacing, makes me fall asleep, you know? And I lose interest in playing them. As I mentioned earlier, Valhalla, and well, there are other games as well. Other times, the problem is me. Other times, I am the problem. You know why? For example, when I was watching TikTok a lot, I still watch TikTok, but not as much. When I was watching TikTok a lot, hours and hours a day, my brain was melted after doing that. So whenever I was trying to play a story game with a long story, I thought I was losing my mind. I thought my brain was melting. Okay? By playing a story game with good pacing, a good story, overall appreciated in the gaming sphere, in the gaming sphere. But I thought I was losing my mind because of how much I was spending my time on TikTok before playing a story game with slow pacing, good pacing, I would say. So yeah, it can also be you. You can be the problem, you know. Okay. Now this one is very actual to me, or very, let's say, let's say it happens a lot of times. Have you ever played the game because it seemed popular on the internet only to ultimately be left disappointed? Probably Marvel Rivals. I loved the earlier years of Overwatch, so I thought I'd give it a try. It's not a bad game by any means, but it's just not for me. Yeah, Overwatch was so good in the beginning. I'm not sure about nowadays, so I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not gonna make an uneducated opinion. I'm not gonna say an uneducated opinion, right? So, Elden Ring just wasn't for me. Oh my god. Elden Ring. I bought that game at $70 or however, I don't know how expensive it was. $70, I think, on Steam. that I still have that game in my library and I have yet to finish it. I basically beat the Tree Sentinel, the first optional boss. I beat him and I stopped playing. Ah, I never let any internet people pick my game. I think that's a good thing. Skyrim. Ooh. I'm sorry the world is lovely and I love the ambience, but word I cannot say on YouTube. Me, that combat is clunky and nasty. I don't know how this word I cannot say put up with it. You know how? It's very easy. Stealth archery. That is the best thing you can do in that game. No? I tried swords and shields and whatnot. No, bro. No. Stealth archery. That's what you need to try. Alright? Okay. You have to try stealth archery. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders? No way. Actually, not. That's not true for me, but I do understand why so many people feel like Arc Raiders was extremely hyped up and then they were disappointed by it. I understand that feeling. Ghost of Yotei was super disappointed with the story. Same here. Agree. I'm not sure what to say about it. I did see that it was hyped, but mostly off of the release of Ghost of Tsushima, which was pretty good. So, I don't know. I haven't played it, you know. I've seen some people playing it, and it seemed to me like just your, let's say, average revenge plot. That's basically it, you know? Nothing too crazy. Maybe that's why people were disappointed. Warframe? Oh, I hope the people from the other poll who typed that Warframe is the game that they are spending time in are not gonna see this. Okay? Alright, let's just move down. Hollow Knight and Silksong. That game won the best Steam game, I think. The game of the year on Steam. Silksong? Daisy, Alan Wake, Fortnite, Arc Raiders, Need for Speed, Unbound. Metal Gear, No Man's Sky. Anything made by Bethesda? No way. Undertale. Alan Wake 2. Any Souls game. Elden Ring, Fallout and Skyrim. Yes, it's called Phantom Liberty. While technically just the expansion for Cyberpunk, it was nominated for the Game Awards Best RPG. So yeah, Phantom Liberty. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Alright? Okay. Red Dead Redemption 2. Just didn't touch the right strings. Okay. Any game with a peak story. Peak story. Okay. I don't know what that means. Shadow of the Colossus. Expedition 33. Sorry. Soundtrack and visuals are great, but gameplay, not my style. What other games come to mind are Fortnite and probably Souls type games. Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not a tactically minded person, so the constant having to be 3 steps ahead got tiring fast. Guess so. Cooking Simulator. Okay. Actually, it does seem popular on the internet. I did not even think about that too much. Okay. Where winds meet. It's less that I was disappointed, but more that I was about, but that it was about what I expected, and it slid off it like ice on countertop. Skyrim, okay, makes sense, okay. Do you replay the games you like? Of course, everyone does that. 61,000 votes. Everyone does that. Very rarely, but Cyberpunk and Witcher 3 are the rare occasions played. Rare occasions. Played Cyberpunk 5 times through and Witcher 4 times, okay. Is grass green? Yeah, I know. Some. Others I'm fine with having experienced just once. Cyberpunk, Fallout, Skyrim, all the Borderlands games, and Devil May Cry. Only Cyberpunk and Red Dead Redemption 2 can make me play it more than once. Cyberpunk, Witcher, Dragon Age, Mass Effect franchise, all several times, love those games. Yes, because that's like 98.7% of my library. That is such an exact number. I believe the name Skyrim says enough. So you didn't play it. No, I'm joking. I always go back to Tomb Raider 2013. The gunplay go crazy. That's me as well. I did play that game 3 times. 3 times. And I plan on playing it again very soon. If I replay them, the bomb collar I'm wearing goes off, so no. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on YouTube, no? Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption, God of War, Spider-Man, Super Mario, Red Dead Redemption 1. I have a bad habit of restarting a playthrough when things don't go my way. Okay? How does that work? Because I understand the idea of, let's say, reloading to an earlier save, but starting the entire playthrough again? That is extreme. Played all the Fallouts several times. I think this is the person who I should ask about the Fallout TV series and what they think about it. Maybe. StarCraft 1, GTA San Andreas, since the good old days. Probably more than 3 to 4,000 hours in each of them over the years. Cool. I've long lost count how many times I finished Resident Evil 4 long before the remake. I guess the remake was a huge deal for you, I guess. Not usually, but Skyrim. I replayed it so much. Me reading this on my 12th playthrough of Elden Ring. 12 times? Wow. 1,000 hours in Cyberpunk. So yeah. I barely even beat the games I start playing. I sometimes am like that as well. I just can't, unless it's been like a decade or something. My enjoyment will always wane and crave more variety. Cyberpunk is like the best example, almost 1000 hours at this point. I have my favorite that I always go back to. Yeah, many people have their favorite. Pretty cool stuff. Now this one. This one is, I think, a good one. Do you have a lot of games you planned to start but never did? Yes. 77% of the vote. My body is a machine that turns 5.99 90% off into 0 hours played. I applaud this comment because I'm exactly like that. I bought I don't remember how many games on sale and I never played them. I have never played those games. Okay? It happens more than I would like it to happen. Okay? So yeah, that comment is a big true from me. Majority of my library has never been touched primarily due to never having enough time. That also makes sense. I think I enjoy collecting games more than I enjoy playing most of them, to be honest. I think that is a good excuse for me to not play the games. I just like collecting them. But for me, I don't know about you. For me, if I buy it, I start it. Now finishing, that's a different thing. I used to, then a few years ago, I re-examined my buying and playing habits and got rid of a bunch of games I was never going to touch. Now my backlog is much more manageable and I have a realistic timeline to catch up on it with only a handful of future releases capable of disrupting it. I think that is very good. Dumb PlayStation sales are too, word I cannot say on YouTube, good. Yes, but I'm slowly working through my physical library. I want to at least get through a bunch of that. Did I ever ask a question about buying games digitally or physically? I think I did. Most people buy digitally, anyways. Anyways. So easy to buy things during a Steam sale. Big Tron. Big Tron. Thanks. This makes me feel better. Yeah. I usually start but never finish. Can't even bring myself to finish any. I keep buying new games and just continue to play the games I already had. That's so true. I do that as well. I do that as well. Yeah, it's called my Steam backlog. I have a hell of a backlog to get through. My New Year's resolution is to not buy any more games and play through my backlog, but honestly, I am probably gonna buy a few at least this year anyway. Mainly been getting PS3 games lately. Ah, I'll get to them eventually, don't worry. Eventually. Did you ever cry after the death of a game character? 55,000 votes. 73% of people voted yes. His name was Lee. Yeah, big true right there. That was a sad moment, you know? The Walking Dead Season 1. Even The Walking Dead Season 2 was extremely sad at the end. Ah, good night, V. Today was a good day. Yeah, that's a great line, by the way. A great line. And now as you can see, people typed a bunch of lines. Some of them I don't understand. Some of them I do. And I think this is beautiful, you know? All of these people who were touched by the story of a game and the last lines, or some of these are the last lines of that specific character who died, you know? The death of Joel's daughter really got to me. Sarah, right? In The Last of Us 1. I cried over a horse in Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh my god, I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I've never finished it. I should. I should continue playing it. I will install it today. Actually, I will do that. I will do that. I will install Red Dead Redemption and I will finish it today. Well, actually, I'm not gonna finish it today, but why not? I'm gonna play it on stream. I will play it on Monday, okay? I will play Red Dead Redemption 2 on Monday. Okay, man? Alright. I will start playing it on Monday. I already lost my first horse. I think I sold it or something. I don't know. So, I would have to go through a lot of events with my horse to cry over it. But still, I get it. I gave you all I had? I wonder what that line is. I don't remember. I played Mass Effect, so of course I did. Chloe, Life is Strange? I started playing that game, but I never finished it. First one. I don't know. Actually, I was spoiled I was spoiled right now. Well, it's my fault. It's my fault for not finishing the game, you know? Good night, Valerie. Today was a good day. Yeah, a lot of people typed the lines of their favorite characters. Or well, the characters who they cried for. Beautiful moment, I would say. Beautiful. I like that. Alright? Okay. Now this one, I have to talk about this one. This one is a very good one, a very good poll. Sure, not as many votes as some of the other ones, but I'm happy about the number. So thank you to everyone who voted. If the rumors are true, are you going to buy the upcoming Witcher 3 expansion? Yes, 48%. 22 maybe, 30% no. Honestly, yeah, if they added a new DLC to 11-year-old game that still slaps, you're damn right I'm playing it. I need the Cyberpunk expansion? Ooh, maybe. Maybe it's gonna happen. Definitely yes. The previous DLCs didn't disappoint, I'm sure this won't either. If it's truly at the Blood and Wine level, then absolutely. I hope it's good and successful to maybe inspire them to do the same for Cyberpunk down the line, but I won't hold my breath on that one. Absolutely, love The Witcher 3, it still holds up today. Just another excuse to replay it, and CDPR has the greatest DLCs, so... No, that's a no, right? It's a yes, of course. I haven't heard any rumors, but yeah, I'm still getting it. If there is one thing CDPR always nails, it's DLCs. Victor, their track record with DLCs is flawless. so I don't even have to think about it. What rumors? Yeah, the rumors about CDPR releasing another expansion. Now, the reason I made this poll, on my post about the rumors, there was a guy who well, let's say that I debated with that person on why it doesn't matter that Witcher is an old game. He started talking about the idea that Witcher is too old and they shouldn't release a game for an old, a DLC for an old game. And I said that the age doesn't matter. It doesn't. The age is not relevant, especially if they made or they released that one next gen upgrade in 2022 where they added a new quest. They also upgraded the graphics. So why does it matter if they're still releasing content in that game however many years after the release, you know? It doesn't matter. So yeah. I will definitely buy it. Absolutely. Oh, the Steam Award winners. Outstanding Story-Rich Game Award, Dispatch, Sit Back and Relax Award. Are we there yet? I think I saw Queso playing that on stream. Outstanding Visual Style, Silent Hill F. Better with Friends Award, Peak. Best Game on Steam Deck, Hades. Makes sense. Best Soundtrack Award, Expedition 33. Best Game You Suck At Award, Silksong. Most Innovative Gameplay Award, Ark Raiders. I've seen a lot of people who think this is controversial. Game of the Year, Silksong. VR Game of the Year, Midnight Walk. Labor of Love Award, Baldur's Gate 3. What do people say about that? KCD2 being shafted. Baldur's Gate 3 still bagging awards 2 years later. Please someone give reward to KCD2. Warhorse got scammed. They should have won something. These are some pretty solid picks for the awards, but how can Are We There Yet be considered a relaxing game? I don't know. Ark Raiders being called innovative is, word I cannot say on YouTube, wild dog. Dispatch won something, I can die happy. Another day, another KCD2 snub. I'm just glad Expedition 33 didn't sweep again. Dispatch deserved that place. Honestly, much better than the Slop Awards. And hey, would you look at that? Expedition 33 only won one award. As it, word I cannot see on YouTube, should. Wow. People are happy that Expedition 33 didn't win as much. Okay. Ooh, now this one is very actual, I would say. Do you think gamers rely too much on influencers when forming opinions? Yes. 74% of the vote. 46,000 votes. So thank you to everyone who voted, by the way. The good old nice opinion did the YouTuber teach you. Nobody listens to game journalists, but they take their favorite streamer's word, was Dogma. Or as Dogma. Absolutely. The people who are into streamers treat their word as gospel. If there is a game I'm hyped for, I try to ignore all opinions until I play it for myself. But the internet is a very loud place, and a simple meme can spoil something major. I remember a video of a streamer that usually plays Apex Legends, and he had quite a dedicated audience. But in this one stream, he was playing the finals, and all everyone was asking him was, "Is it okay to like the finals now?" What? What? People are so subservient to influencers they have lost all independence. If that's true, then it's crazy, not gonna lie. Is it okay to like the finals now? I hope it was only one person who said that, otherwise, what manner of drone bots are watching this person? That is crazy. I mean, it's kinda undeniable with people that are terminally online. Influencers told me to click yes. Best example is Destiny 2. Hardcore gamer crying, "Wah, too easy, I'm angry." Then it got patched how they want it. Now, yeah, too difficult, I'm angry. Okay, so yeah, there you have it. Went from critical thinking to what does my favorite streamer think about this? I can only speak for me, but no. My library pretty much says it all. I'm saying no because I can only speak for myself as a gamer. Okay? Depends on the person. Honestly, I don't pay a single attention to people who ain't paying my bills. Corpo Nomad Life Pet? I guess. People look at me funny when I say I enjoyed Starfield or Far Cry 6. They always say I heard those games sucked. They heard but never experienced it themselves. Second vote? That person is the most important person I've ever seen in my life. Alright, okay. I was able to enjoy Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I played it first and watched reviews later. I thought the reviews for that game were positive, no? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. In most industries, you would listen to the media journalists, but for gaming, the entire journalism sector of the industry was shown to be completely untrustworthy after Gamergate, and they have never been able to regain their reputation despite the fact that they literally changed history regarding Gamergate. This has left people without an authority to refer to, so everyone just follows the word of random streamers. Okay? Does before you buy count? From GamerRanks or GameRanks, whatever you want to call it. GameRanks? No, I don't think so. Not necessarily. I mean, you're watching a review, not opinions and stuff like that from streamers. So I wouldn't count it. I don't know. What do you think? Yes? Yes, absolutely. There are a lot of streamers who go through a cycle, let's say. They hype up the game in the beginning, they hype it up, they play it, then after the hype dies down, they attack the game. And everyone starts attacking it, even though in the beginning they enjoyed playing it, right? Or they start attacking the game and they keep doing that, and now everyone does the same. Everyone who watches them does the same. That streamer told me or showed me and explained to me why the game is garbage, so now I believe the game is garbage, right? And you can see it's a cycle because of all the opinions that all of these viewers of theirs share on the internet after they watched that streamer or that influencer, you know? You can definitely see it happening on social media mostly, you know? Most of them start sharing their opinions after watching that streamer, confirm if the game is bad or good, you know? Only then they type those opinions. Especially Asmon fans. Ooh. Ooh. I'm not gonna say anything about that. I'm not gonna say anything about that. Okay, so you can speculate, but you're gonna get it wrong, alright? Okay. I have never met the people you are talking about. Genuinely shocked at these results. Interesting. Alright. Hmm. This ties in really well with that one, Paul. Do you think gamers are too critical nowadays? Over dumb stuff I cannot say on YouTube? Yes. Over actual serious problems with the industry? No. Too critical about a placeholder item? Not critical about the industry trying to word I cannot see on YouTube, us, and steal our money. Is this a reference to Expedition 33 using AI generated placeholder items? I'm not sure, probably. If I got a nickel for every time I saw someone trying to compare X game's most minuscule detail to Y games, I'd be a millionaire. Being critical is good, but some people take it to extremes. People are more worried about women, black, and gay people being in games than us having to pay almost $100 for games now. Insane, to be honest. I guess you can be worried about both of them if you care at the same time, right? Voting with our wallets is not too critical. Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. With their voice, sure. With their wallets, absolutely not. That's why we have to deal with all the predatory practices we have today. Hmm. Many people believe they are too critical. Interesting. Absolutely. Criticism is necessary, and people have the right to be unhappy or dissatisfied. But a lot of what you see isn't real criticism. It can vary from subjective nitpicks that get blown out of proportion and people not being able to admit that it's just not their thing, to just blind hive mind hatred, often led by YouTubers who know how to manipulate people for their own gain. It's become increasingly more clear that many people these days can't seem to form their own opinions and need some kind of influencer to direct them, and it's really concerning. I guess we've always been like that, though a species. Okay? The problem is not that we are critical, but how the industry acts about it. I mean, in some cases, yes, we are too critical, but the denial of some companies that the criticism they get is wrong is actually destroying the industry because criticism becomes, in their minds, something they can ignore or tell themselves is nothing but fabrication of the people who criticize them, like Ubisoft, where one of the higher ups told that criticism destroys the gaming industry. You need to add some commas, man. Okay, but I agree to some extent. A lot of us normalized basing our opinions on games from what YouTubers tell us to think. Those 1 hour video essays about how that one game is terrible and no one should play it, so you kind of follow the movement and avoid said game for years, but when you finally try it, you end up loving it. There is so many games I love that were destroyed by player critics over minor issues to a point it makes me embarrassed to say out loud, I like those games. The customer is always right when it comes to taste. I'm not gonna read that comment, that's crazy. Nah, we ain't critical enough. Fourth option, always have been? Always have been. They aren't critical. The quality has just gone way down on the account of shareholder influence. Hmm. Depends, but mostly yes. Everyone thinks their word is law. That's true. That is true. Hmm. I hope they are and will be. We are not critical enough. Gamers have the combined intelligence of 20. IQ? Or 20 years old? I'm proving his point, eh? Consumerists. Think that's Johnny Silverhand, eh? I swear people spend more time arguing about video games online than actually playing them. That's a big true. That is a big true, I would say. Absolutely. Critical for very good reasons 90% of the time. In an age where most games are sold to us half baked, no, not critical enough. If anything, we aren't critical enough because game studios have decided to focus more on reckless ideologies than making good games. I don't know what that means. Gamers aren't critical enough for games like Forspoken, Concord, or Dustborn. I don't know what that is. We need to make sure none of that ugly garbage is sold to us for $60 ever again. We are the target audience, not the product. Define critical. Critical, let's say attacking a game for the wrong reasons or the developers, or always criticizing no matter what. I would say World of Warcraft is kind of a good choice in a way, because from what I have seen, no matter what Blizzard does, there will always be this group of people who always criticize them no matter what, right? And it's been years and years. They will always criticize Blizzard, okay? That's kind of too critical in my opinion. Too critical. There is toxic positivity problem where you can't be critical at all nowadays, so I'd say it's the exact opposite problem. That's a good idea for a poll, by the way. People are not critical enough. Okay, so there is that. Do you think all games should have an easy mode? Yes, no, depends. I mean, never hurts to have options, especially if it's a story lore heavy. The great thing about easy mode is that you don't have to use it if you don't want to. I will never understand people who advocate for fewer options in games. Yes, I do. I normally play on hard difficulties, but I know a few people who aren't into hating life while they play a game, and those people should be able to enjoy the same stories. I like enjoying the games I play. Depends, but mainly yes. What is the point of the depends option? I mean, he got a response. Yes, but because I play mostly for a story and not for a challenge. I absolutely suck at shooters with no intention of getting better. Running into a problem headfirst is typically the first solution for me. Ah, interesting. Yes, I'll be a sweat when I have time, but when I just want a quick gaming session or I'm on multiple playthroughs to see everything, I don't want to spend too much time going through the same combat scenarios over and over again. I get that. I'm like that with Cyberpunk. I have the game on easy mode nowadays because I check for lines or interesting stuff, which otherwise would be harder to get to if I had to play on hard mode. Absolutely get that. This is more even than I thought it would be. Yeah, I think it is. 30%, 30%, 28%. Yes, I'm here for the story, not the glory. I like that. I like that. Some people like to enjoy the narrative. I don't get why people care what difficulty other players choose. Some people want different things out of games, and it's stupid to hold that against someone, in my opinion. Legit, every game with any sense of combat should have a story mode level when it's easy, or where it's easy. For people who want to play the game for the story but aren't good at the gameplay. Sometimes I'll want a challenge and lock in while playing a game, and sometimes I'll open Spider Man 2 and just swing around and beat up random people with my brain turned off. I don't want to worry about dodging and properly doing combos when I want to relax. As a dude who likes story, yep. If Black Myth Wukong had a difficulty mode, I would have finished it. I can understand if Souls-like games don't have an easy option, but story-rich games should have it for wider audience. The older I get, the more I say yes. I'm currently really enjoying my time with Grounded on mild, but when I tried to get into it previously on normal, it was no fun. Now, with it being a survival game, you could argue that survival mechanics are core to the gameplay, obviously. But having really toned down thirst and hunger management and more resources per loot has meant I got to spend hours with it rather than not playing it at all. Picture this. You finally arrive home after a late shift at your deadbeat job and 2 hours stuck in traffic. No food is ready for dinner, but you at least have tomorrow off. So you start to cook for yourself and the kids, and help the kids with their homework and get them to bed. Thankfully, you somehow have some time to spare and decide to hop on the latest video game. Considering the day you just had, I feel like it would be appropriate for some people to wish they were a hero for a day and play on easy mode. Absolutely true. 100% true. A million percent. Why not? If it simply adds buffs to the player or debuffs to the enemies, then it is neither hard to implement nor does it negatively impact those who seek to play at a harder difficulty. Depends shouldn't be an option? Alright, man. Next time I'll keep that in mind. Because I'm gonna ask the poll or the question one more time in 2026 by the end of it, okay? Remind me then. Remind me then, okay? I was heavily against easy mode until I had kids. Like I would like to be able to delve into games like I used to, but I might get like 3 hours a week tops. I don't have time to do the side quests, practice, and time to get as good as I want. I just want to mow through the story. Don't really see a reason why not to have it. Hmm. Black Myth Wukong is a great example of a game that needs difficulty settings. I feel like way more people would play it if it had the option to be easier. That's the reason I haven't played it personally. The story and lore looks really cool, but I'm not gonna get pissed off at a game to complete it. I want to enjoy it and not have to worry about that crap. For me, that's what games are about. Having fun and immersing yourself into a different world, not rage quitting and dreading boss fights. I get that. I play games to relax, to wind down, and explore new worlds and experience incredible stories. Choosing easy save, choosing easy saves time life. Add commas, please. Choosing easy saves time. Life makes it hard to find time to play, but I do enjoy it when the game doesn't have a difficulty like KCD 1 and 2 and Hotline Miami have been some of the greatest video game experiences of my life, but I very much need to be in a masochistic mood. Interesting. Games are meant to be fun. If you want to play a specific game, but it's too difficult to have fun, there should be an easy option for the casual gamers. Depends on the game. Something where the difficulty is a fundamental part of the experience, like with Dark Souls, Bloodborne, or story driven games with experiences that are difficult for narrative reasons. Most games, though, totally. Okay. Now this one was pretty cool. Idris Elba 2 weeks ago was knighted and is now Sir Idris Elba. There you have it. Sir Idris Elba goes surprisingly hard. Read the first line and was worried he died? LMAO, good for him. What? Maybe on their phone or wherever they read it, it stopped here with a K and then, well, they thought it meant killed or something. I don't know. I don't know. Will this affect the Cyberpunk canon? I think so. I think now Reed is a knight as well. So if that's the case, realistically, he has far better contacts, which means that I think they are going to modify the Phantom Liberty expansion. I think they're gonna modify it. So it is gonna be like now with the royal contacts, Reed can go with V in Europe. There you have it. We'll find a third cure. A third option for a cure or something like that. Which one is the second? I don't remember. So absolutely it will affect the Cyberpunk canon. 1,000,000%. Was that even a question? Goated actor. Yep. He can now legally say that sir to you? Is that the case? Is that the case? So for example, if I am knighted, I can tell someone to say sir. That would be pretty cool. How many games did you play in 2025? It's a bit old, I know, for a poll, but still kind of relevant, no? Most people played 4 to 7 games. I played, I would say I'm in that same category. I think I am. 4 to 7 games. I played a lot of Cyberpunk. Games in 2025, 10 plus. 2025 games, 3. I played probably one 2025 game. Dispatch. I played the Dispatch. And something else, I think? I'm not sure. I completed more games this year than in the previous 5 combined. One of the best years of my life with this hobby. Oh wow. uh, that's pretty cool. I played Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cyberpunk both for the first time, still keeping me busy. That's fire, man. That's fire. Silksong, Diablo 4, The Evil Within 2, Dishonored, and Cyberpunk. There are some good games there. I can remember like 10, but I think that's more. 13. Tried many, but Cyberpunk was big for me. Okay. 29. I started on the backlog. That makes sense. That makes sense. 53. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is crazy. 1. That is the correct answer. Yeah, I do remember now. 98. Well, according to my Steam replay, 98. One less from last year, which I find hysterical for some reason. That's crazy, honestly. That is absolutely crazy. Okay. Now this one. When it comes to gaming, how will you remember 2025? I started playing Cyberpunk and I fell way over the edge. A lot of people started playing Cyberpunk in 2025 from what I have seen in the comment section of my posts and other sides of the internet. Terrible for me? I sold my gaming console in a month of pure desperation to pay for groceries so my kids and wife and I would eat and not starve. Priorities are solid, but I won't be gaming for a while thanks to that. Before anyone asks, it was an extreme last resort and I was down to my last resort. That is honestly very sad. Yeah, nobody should have to go through something like that. I really hope that this person bounces back up, honestly. I really do. I don't think I'll forget this comment for a long time now, honestly. I remember whenever I first read it, it made me very sad, honestly. Great year for indie and AA. Horrible year for AAA. I honestly just played old games like Elden Ring and Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is an old game. The reality is striking me. The reality that Cyberpunk is an old game. It's true. It's true. But it hurts to say it. I'm old myself now. I am old. Ah, I'm gonna be even older whenever I'm gonna play Cyberpunk 2, I guess. Another year where indie devs step up to the plate and lifted game quality while AAA dropped out meh to horrible results. I guess so. Great year, not great, not terrible, bad year. 7% of people believe that 2025 was a bad year for gaming. Alright. So there you have it. Most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. More than I was thinking to talk about, but I haven't done one of these in a long time. I'm gonna continue making these I'm gonna post for sure. Why not? I mean, as I said in the beginning, these are posts that I make on YouTube here on this channel, and I make polls. I post about gaming news as well, and then each Saturday I will try to make a stream where I go through most of them. For sure, you can give suggestions if you have any, or if you have complaints, feel free to type them in the comment section. Maybe if I reply to you, I'm not gonna be agreeable, but I will definitely consider what you have to say when it comes to being critical about my polls or my posts, whatever I'm gonna post, right? Um, I think about all of that, even if I may not show it in the comment section if I reply to you. So yeah, I'm gonna do these streams even if nobody watches. That's completely fine. I understand if people don't care about the streams, but I think it's a good thing if I go through all the polls and all the comments, or a bunch of comments, right? I think that makes sense. So yeah, it also helps me with reading more, a bit more. I have to find some good books in English, and I'm gonna start reading them. It definitely helps with that as well, with reading. So yeah. Now I'm gonna continue the stream on Twitch, where I'm gonna play some games. I think I'm gonna end the one on YouTube because that's basically what I wanted to stream for YouTube. I don't want to mix it right now on YouTube. Either way. So thank you to whoever decided to check the stream, whoever commented, liked it, shared it, or whatever. Next Saturday again, I'm gonna do it again, most likely. If I don't, you can bully me in the comment section. I should be held accountable to some extent. I'm not that big of a deal, but I'm still gonna do it. Regardless, the stream continues on Twitch. And thank you to whoever did all the things I just